Is M3GAN a bad movie? No, not whatsoever. Is M3GAN a good movie? No, no, not whatsoever.
M3GAN?
Baby, don't skill. Don't provoke us or we will go.
You'd have to shut her down.
Jesus Christ, I thought we were friends.
This is a film that I feel conflicting opinions on. There's two types of reactions I have to films of this caliber, which by this caliber, I mean the mindless teen horror flicks that are there to kind of attract a younger audience to the box office. You know the type. Blumhouse, the studio behind this, made Truth or Dare, then Happy Death Day. All of those like mindless cash grab horror flicks that are cheap. PG-13, that's the key for the teen audience out there. And they're kind of formulaic. Some of them I've actually enjoyed, and some of them I've hated. When I watch the films from Blumhouse, either I fall into the camp that I love it for what it is, which is silly and mindless fun, or I hate it for what time it wasted. And this film balances the line between those completely. I saw the trailers for this a lot in the weeks leading up to seeing this film, especially last year in the holiday season. It was like every movie I went to, whether it be Avatar, Puss in Boots, or Babylon, had this trailer attached to the front of it. The trailer looked absolutely horrible. Lowered my expectations to a point where I walked into the movie tonight thinking I was going to hate the next hour and 45 minutes, which, don't get me wrong, there's a big chunk of the movie I hated. But I also kind of was entertained. We'll kind of discuss that as I go further in this review. In M3GAN, Allison Williams plays a young woman who is on the brink of a big technological advancement named M3GAN, a doll who can actually respond, think for itself, and is there to care for her young niece who goes through an unexpected tragedy. And things go kind of wrong. M3GAN kind of goes a little evil. That's not a spoiler if you've seen the trailer, and if you're even seeing the movie, you know it's a horror movie, you know, like going in, that it's going to be like that. So don't come at me in the comment section about spoilers, because if you didn't know that happened in this movie, I don't know what to tell you. This film, I'm going to get it out of the way. It's not a horror movie. It's not a horror movie. I walked in expecting to be kind of scared, a lot of jump scares. The film has one jump scare, I think, or maybe two. And only the third act is the one that's the most intense violence-wise. Like the first hour and 20-ish minutes of this film is just normal. It's normal thriller, and it never really gets to horror movie status. I would describe it as a psychological thriller. It's not a horror movie. So if you're going in expecting that, I think you might be a little disappointed. But for me, it was a welcome surprise, because things this film managed to do as a thriller was better than if it had just like aimed for the horror aspect. This film, my main problem with Blumhouse films is how they make the characters extremely hateable and forgettable, and this film actually went above and beyond that expectation. The characters in this film are so well thought out and so well written. I was genuinely impressed. Allison Williams' character has a more complex side than you would even expect from a film like this. It kind of explores the grief she's going through and the guilt that she's going through as she tries to, take care of both M3GAN and her niece. It's a very, great kind of dynamic between the two of them, and I'm happy that the film explored that, because it was a very fascinating side to see. I grew to like these characters. I grew to empathize with these characters, which is something I think that most modern horror films forget to do. Like, they forget to make us get involved with the characters. Like, we watch a horror film, we watch all the characters, bad things happen to them, we're just like, I didn't really know them. But this one, you get to know the characters. You get to feel what they're feeling, and that was really, really investing, and I really appreciate this film did that. This film is not scary. It's like the least scary horror film I've seen. It's very generic, plays it safe by the numbers. I would say the positives going in: Allison Williams is always a delight to see. I loved her performance in Get Out. She continues her streak. She's very good here, very charismatic, and very fun to watch. There's two child actors I'm going to kind of shout out here as being very, very good. Usually I don't like child actors. I feel like some of them can be kind of iffy at times, but these two knocked it out of the park. One is the one who plays the niece. I forget her name. I'm sorry. She does a great job of balancing the emotion she must be feeling in this film. The other one is the girl that plays M3GAN. I gotta shout it out because it is a physical performance, and CG mixed in with a physical performance is undeniably amazing. The things she's able to do. The ending like sequence includes some weird body movements that I was in shock that was actually practical. I was like, how do you even do that? It was unnerving. It was very, very effective. And I'm glad they went the physical route instead of doing only CG, because it makes it more unnerving and more unsettling when you see her like that. What other characters? The positives probably end there. I mean, the film has a pretty good music score. But beyond that, I think the only positives are the acting, the filmmaking, which is strong, by the way, and the cinematography. Let's get on to the negatives. There is a certain character in this film named David who you grow to hate. There's a certain character in this film named David who is the most obnoxious and annoying character in cinematic history. I wanted nothing more than him to just get off screen whenever he came on. So I was very, very upset that I had to sit through that. Yeah. The film in general, as I mentioned, plays it safe. It doesn't really do anything risky or different from any of its predecessor, like horror type films that are like this. It's very, very oriented at a teen audience. It's, kind of plays it safe. It's a film that I was invested, I admit, for the runtime. I ended the film not ever wanting to watch that again. It's a film that's ultimately forgettable right after you see it. It's nothing special, but also, for a director's second feature film of this caliber, it's really not bad. It's pretty impressive stuff. Filmmaking is a hard thing to do, and the guy managed to pull off an ultimately entertaining 2 hours. What is it, 2 hours that I would say is a masterpiece? No, not whatsoever. But if you're looking for something that's silly, dumb, and fun, and if you're looking for something that is unironically one of the funniest films I've seen, it doesn't even try to be funny at parts, but it just is for some reason. They try to make M3GAN singing David Guetta's Titanium as a lullaby creepy, but it is the funniest thing I have ever seen in cinema in the last few months, without a doubt. I was trying not to laugh. The audience in general was laughing way too hard at some of the things in this film. There's some serious stuff that happens in this film, and they were just laughing straight through it. They did not care about it. It was unironically funny. It's one of those films that I could see in the future going into the cult classic status, where people love it because it's so bad, like The Room or something. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna give M3GAN a 57%. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, please click the subscribe button down below, like the video, and comment down below which movies I should check out so I can add them to my watch list. Until next time, this is Mitchell signing off. Peace out.